Have you ever wondered why that quiet neighbor with the 15-year-old Honda and modest house just paid cash for his daughter's college tuition? Or why the woman in your office who brings lunch in a brown bag every day seems completely stress-free about money while everyone else panics about bills? Here's what'll blow your mind. That Honda driving neighbor's investment portfolio just hit $2.3 million last month. Meanwhile, your BMW driving coworker who posts vacation photos weekly just filed for bankruptcy. This isn't luck, coincidence, or inheritance. It's the result of a systematic approach to building wealth so quietly that even your own family won't notice until it's too late to stop you. The IRS reveals that 80% of American millionaires are completely invisible to their neighbors. They've mastered something most people never learn: how to become wealthy while appearing absolutely ordinary. They've cracked the code of stealth wealth accumulation that lets them build generational fortunes without anyone asking uncomfortable questions about their success. What I'm about to share with you is the exact 5-step reverse psychology method these invisible millionaires use. But here's the catch. If you miss step 4, you'll build wealth, but your kids will destroy it all. Skip step 1, and your own mind will sabotage every dollar you try to save. Comment stealth wealth if you're ready to discover why appearing poor while becoming rich is the ultimate financial strategy. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build a fortune that no one sees coming. Step number 1. The Millionaire Mindset Fortress. Program your brain for invisible wealth. Look, I'm going to tell you something that might sting a little. Your broken mindset is sabotaging you before you even start. I learned this the hard way when I saved $10,000 and immediately blew it on a well-deserved vacation because deep down, I didn't believe I deserved to be wealthy. Here's the brutal truth. Your brain is running poverty software installed during childhood. Every time you hear money doesn't grow on trees or rich people are greedy, your subconscious programs those beliefs as fact. Now, every time you try to build wealth, these mental viruses activate and sabotage your progress. Warren Buffett reads 500+ pages daily, not because he needs more investment tips, but because successful thinking requires constant mental maintenance. Your mind is like a garden. Leave it unattended, and weeds of doubt, fear, and scarcity thinking will choke out any wealth you try to grow. The millionaire mindset operates on completely different software. Poor people think, I can't afford it. Rich people ask, how can I afford it? Poor people see money as scarce. Rich people see opportunities as infinite. Poor people wait until they have money to start investing. Rich people start investing to make money. Here's your daily mental reprogramming routine that changed everything for me. Every morning, read 15 minutes of wealth psychology, books like The Millionaire Mind or Think and Grow Rich. Not for new information, but to overwrite poverty programming. During your commute, listen to interviews with successful people instead of news that breeds financial anxiety. Before bed, write 3 things you're grateful for about money opportunities in your life. This rewires your brain to see abundance instead of scarcity. Most people's money problems aren't math problems, they're mindset problems. Here's the advanced tactic nobody talks about: environmental design. Your surroundings program your subconscious 24/7. Unfollow social media accounts that promote a spending culture. Replace those gossip magazines with Forbes. Change your phone wallpaper to your investment balance, not some motivational quote. I track my mindset like athletes track their training. When I catch myself thinking, I can't afford this, I immediately reframe it to, I choose not to buy this because I'm investing in my future. Small shift, massive results. The weirdest part? Once your mindset shifts, making money becomes almost automatic. You stop seeing expenses as necessary and start seeing them as choices. You stop thinking, I need this, and start asking, does this move me closer to financial freedom? But here's what most people mess up. They build wealth without ensuring it lasts beyond their lifetime. That's where the next step becomes crucial. Step number 2, the legacy transfer system. Building wealth that lasts generations. Here's a terrifying statistic that should keep every parent awake at night. 70% of wealthy families lose everything by the second generation, 90% by the third. The Vanderbilt family went from being the richest in America to having 0 millionaires left in just 4 generations. Why? Because they handed over money without handing over money wisdom. I realized this when my friend inherited $300,000 at 25 and blew it all within 3 years on cars, trips, and investments he didn't understand. His dad spent 30 years building that wealth, but never spent 30 minutes teaching his son how money actually works. The Rockefeller family cracked this code over 100 years ago. They're still wealthy today because every Rockefeller kid learns business before they learn to drive. They hold family board meetings where 10-year-olds present business plans to earn their allowance increases. Sounds crazy? It works. Here's the age-by-age blueprint I use with my kids. Ages 5 to 8. Money comes from work, not magic. I give them clear jars so they can physically see their savings grow. Ages 9 to 12. I teach compound interest by matching their savings dollar for dollar and showing them the math. Ages 13 to 16. They must run small businesses, lemonade stands, dog walking, whatever. They learn real profit and loss. The game changer is making them entrepreneurs early. My 14-year-old nephew started flipping Pokemon cards online and made $2,000 last summer. He learned more about business in 3 months than most adults know after decades of working for others. But here's what most parents get wrong. They protect kids from financial mistakes instead of letting them make small ones early. I let my daughter lose $20 on a bad purchase when she was 12. That $20 lesson prevented her from losing $2,000 on impulse buys as a teenager. The secret sauce is family investment meetings. Once a month, we review our portfolio performance together. Kids see how compound interest actually works in real time. They watch dividends buy more shares. They learn that market dips are buying opportunities, not panic moments. Don't have kids? Teach your nieces, nephews, or mentor someone younger. Teaching others locks in your own knowledge and creates a ripple effect of financial wisdom. Here's the reality check. Your wealth means nothing if the next generation destroys it. Every hour you spend teaching financial literacy is worth more than any investment return you'll ever get. The beautiful irony? Teaching kids about money forces you to clean up your own financial act. You can't teach what you don't practice. But before you can pass down wealth, you need to avoid the social traps that destroy most people's wealth-building efforts in the first place. Step number 3. The stealth wealth strategy. Escaping the status performance trap. Let me tell you about the most expensive lesson I ever learned. 5 years ago, I bought a $45,000 BMW because I thought it would make me look successful at client meetings. Know what happened? I spent the next 3 years stressed about car payments while my competition drove used Toyotas and invested the difference. Guess who built more wealth? Here's the thing about status purchases. They're designed to impress people who don't actually care about your success. You're paying a luxury tax to signal wealth you don't have to people who aren't thinking about you anyway. It's financial insanity disguised as social strategy. Mark Zuckerberg wears identical $20 gray t-shirts daily. Warren Buffett drives a 2014 Cadillac and lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. These aren't eccentric quirks. They're strategic wealth camouflage. They understand something most people don't. Every dollar spent on status is a dollar not working for your freedom. The math is brutal. The average American spends $18,000 annually on status signaling. Fancy cars, designer clothes, premium everything. Invested at 8% for 30 years, that's $2.4 million in lost wealth. Most people trade their financial future for temporary social approval. I call it the Instagram wealth trap. People lease luxury cars they can't afford to post photos that impress followers who are also broke. Meanwhile, actual millionaires drive reliable cars and invest the difference in assets that appreciate instead of depreciate. Here's my stealth wealth strategy that changed everything. I bought one expensive item everyone notices, a nice watch, while keeping everything else modest. It's called decoy spending. People assume you're wealthy based on one visible item while you save massive amounts of money on everything else. Social circle management is crucial. I stopped hanging out with people who measured success by possessions and started spending time with those who measured it by net worth. Your environment shapes your spending habits more than your willpower. The 30-day luxury test saved me thousands. Before any status purchase, I wait 30 days and calculate the opportunity cost. That $3,000 handbag becomes $24,000 in lost compound growth over 20 years. Suddenly, it doesn't seem worth it. Replace material status with intellectual status. Instead of expensive cars, become known for great book recommendations. Instead of designer clothes, become the person who gives valuable investment advice. Intellectual status costs almost nothing, but provides deeper social validation. The ultimate flex isn't driving a Lamborghini, it's having the financial freedom to buy one, and choosing not to because you're too smart to waste money on depreciating assets. Once you escape these status traps, your saved money needs to multiply automatically while you sleep. Step number 4. The compound automation engine. Making money while you sleep. Here's what nobody tells you about building wealth. Willpower is your enemy. I tried manually investing for 2 years, telling myself, I'll transfer $500 to my investment account every month. You know how many months I actually did it? 4. Life got busy, bills came up, and I always found excuses to skip just this month. Then I discovered something that changed everything. Automation removes the human element entirely. Behavioral economists found that people who manually decide to invest each month fail 73% of the time. People who automate investing succeed 89% of the time. Same people, same income, completely different results. Jeff Bezos invests $1 billion annually in space exploration through automated quarterly transfers. He doesn't decide to invest each quarter. The system decides for him. This removes emotional decision-making from wealth building entirely. You can't panic sell what you never manually bought. Here's the automation architecture that made me a millionaire. First, paycheck splitting. My direct deposit automatically divides income into 3 accounts: 50% spending, 20% emergency fund, 30% investments. The money moves before I even see it, so there's no temptation to spend it. Instead of investing $500 monthly, I invest $125 weekly. Same amount, but 48 more investment opportunities annually. This reduces market timing risk and can boost returns by 0.5 to 1% through better dollar cost averaging. Small change, massive long-term impact. The psychological breakthrough happened when I realized my investments were growing while I slept, worked, and even while I was on vacation. Money working 24/7 without my input feels like having employees who never call in sick. Advanced automation includes rebalancing, automatically selling high-performing assets and buying underperforming ones. This forces you to buy low and sell high without emotions getting involved. Most people do the opposite because they let fear and greed drive decisions. I automate everything. Tax loss harvesting to reduce taxes, dividend reinvestment to compound faster, and even automatic increases to my investment contributions every time I get a raise. The system runs itself while I focus on earning more money. The weirdest part? I stopped checking my investment balance daily because automation removed the need for constant monitoring. This eliminated the emotional roller coaster that destroys most investors' returns. Set up automation tomorrow. Pick any amount, even $25 weekly. The habit matters more than the amount. You'll feel a jolt of fear followed by pride when that first automatic transfer happens. That feeling is your money finally working harder than you do. But automation only works if you're not bleeding money through uncontrolled spending. That's where defensive wealth protection becomes crucial. Step number 5, the financial defense fortress, protecting wealth through strategic spending. Here's the reality that crushed my ego. I wasn't broke because I didn't earn enough. I was broke because I had 47 different ways money leaked out of my accounts every month. Subscription services, impulse purchases, small recurring expenses that added up to financial death by 1,000 cuts. Charlie Munger calls these wealth vampires. They look harmless individually, but collectively drain decades of compound growth. That $12 Netflix subscription becomes $96 annually, which becomes $768 in lost compound growth over 20 years at 8% returns. Every recurring expense is a permanent tax on your future wealth. I did a brutal expense forensics audit and discovered I was spending $400 monthly on subscriptions I forgot about. Gym memberships at 3 different places, streaming services I never used, and software I installed once. It was like finding $4,800 in my couch cushions. The wealthy think differently about every dollar. When IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad was worth $58.7 billion, he drove a 1993 Volvo and flew economy class. His philosophy? Every unnecessary expense delays financial freedom. He wasn't cheap, he was strategic. Here's my wealth protection framework that changed everything. The 50-30-20 stealth rule. 50% needs, invisible to others, 30% investments, building future, 20% wants, strategic enjoyment. Notice that investments come before wants, not after. I implemented the 1-month delay rule for any purchase over $100. Amazing how many urgent purchases suddenly seem stupid after 30 days. I saved thousands just by adding friction to my spending decisions. Cost per use analysis became my secret weapon. That $300 dinner? If it's a one-time experience, that's $300 per use. But a $300 tool I'll use 100 times costs $3 per use. This framework spends money on things that provide ongoing value instead of momentary pleasure. The opportunity cost visualization hit hardest. Every expense gets translated into future wealth terms. This $200 dinner could become $1,600 in 20 years if invested. Sometimes I still choose the dinner, but at least I'm making an informed trade-off. Lifestyle inflation immunity saved my wealth. When my income increased by $1,000 monthly, I automatically invested $800 and only increased my lifestyle by $200. Most people do the opposite. They upgrade their lifestyle first and wonder why they're still broke despite earning more. The brutal truth? Most people work harder to earn money than they do to keep it. They'll spend hours researching how to make an extra $100, but won't spend 10 minutes canceling subscriptions that waste $100 monthly. Defensive wealth protection isn't about living like a monk. It's about being intentional with every dollar so your money works for your freedom instead of someone else's profit. Master all 5 steps and you become something rare, financially invisible. Wealthy beyond detection while appearing completely ordinary. There you have it, the complete stealth wealth blueprint. Program your millionaire mindset first, teach wealth wisdom to protect your legacy, escape the status performance trap, automate your money to work 24/7, and defend every dollar like your freedom depends on it, because it does. Here's the beautiful irony. While everyone else tries to look rich, you'll become rich. While they chase status, you'll chase compound interest. While they spend to impress strangers, you'll invest to buy your freedom. 10 years from now, you'll be that mysterious neighbor who drives a modest car but somehow has unlimited time and zero financial stress. The harsh reality? Most people will watch this video, feel motivated for 30 minutes, then go back to their old habits. They'll keep bleeding money on status purchases while wondering why they can't get ahead financially. But you're different. You understand that true wealth whispers while poverty shouts. Your mission starts now. Pick one step and implement it this week. Program your mindset, set up automation, or audit your expenses. Small actions compound into life-changing results. Comment stealth wealth below and tell me which step you're starting with. Share this with someone who needs to stop looking rich and start becoming rich. Because the best time to build invisible wealth was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Subscribe if you're ready to join the Invisible Millionaire community. Your future, wealthy self is waiting for the decision you make today.